we are waking up to these news of the passing of traditional Prime Minister to the Zulu monarch and nation, founder and President Emeritus of the eNCA Freedom Party, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, who has died. Contralesa President Kgoshi Mathupa Mokoena joins us now for some reaction. Kgoshi, a very good morning and welcome to the South African Morning. Just when we speak of the 50 years in a political career legacy that Mangosuthu leaves behind, what is your reaction?
Thanks very much for having us on this sad morning. What we can recall as Contralesa is that, firstly, let me send our heartfelt condolences to the Buthelezi royal family and all the traditional institutions in the country. During Contralesa, I was there as Kgoshi Mokoena, leading traditional leaders in the then Transvaal. All organizations that were there declared that traditional institutions and traditional leaders are not relevant in the new constitution. It was Kgoshi Buthelezi and the IFP and KwaZulu government, supported by organizations from those homeland governments, who said there is no way you can do away with traditional leadership. We don't care who says what. He is the only person who stood up in his organization and said the institution had to be recognized and it must be in the constitution. Who said the Zulu monarch must be in the constitution and must be protected. He fought gallantly when it was not fashionable. People were lambasting traditional leaders that we were siding with the apartheid government and so on. But he was very strong in saying governments, when they come into being, traditional leaders were there. As Contralesa, we are saddened by the passing on of Kgoshi Buthelezi, who played a pivotal role in the institution. I remember when we marched to Union Building as a coalition of traditional leaders. He was there leading Amakosi from KwaZulu-Natal. Therefore, we are saying we have lost someone who did not pretend, who protected the institution with all his might. We are so saddened, my leader.
Absolutely. Kgoshi, can you talk to us about the role that Prince Buthelezi played in educating the younger traditional leaders about its role in not just rural areas, but in the nation as a whole?
Let's look at the role that he played even when during the ritual event of Umhlanga and so on. Mm-hmm. There was no event where His Majesty the King will host this event without Kgoshi Buthelezi being there. And he was mobilizing the youth and everybody else to be a part of that ritual. And we are very happy that there are many traditional leaders who were inaugurated in their positions through the influence of Kgoshi Buthelezi. He had a passion of making sure that Amakosi are playing a meaningful role, not as people who will be there just to cut ribbons during events. And as Contralesa, we are so saddened. We just hope and believe he will be given the necessary respect even when he is sent to his final journey. But as Contralesa was saying, he played his part. He protected Ubukhosi. He made sure that the traditional leaders are respected in the country, because he did not compromise when it comes to that one. We are so saddened by the passing of Kgoshi Buthelezi as Contralesa.
Absolutely. Kgoshi, let's quickly look at some of the issues that Prince Buthelezi was busy addressing when it comes to traditional leaders or traditional issues that you feel still need attention. Now that he has passed on, what are some of those burning issues that we need to continue championing?
He was one of those who said the land must be transferred to traditional leaders and their people. He's the one who said that the tools of trade can be a preserve of politicians only. Traditional leaders deserve to be given tools of trade as well. He's the one who said traditional leaders cannot just be said they are part of the public office bearers, but where it matters most in terms of incentives, they are not there. That was what I was fighting for. Even now, we are having this traditional cost bill that was there for the past 13, 14 years. He fought gallantly that that bill, let it be signed by the president so that it becomes law. There are many bills that came before it. They are passed. Even last week, the president just signed another bill into an act, but not what will benefit the traditional leaders and their people, the traditional cost bill. He was fighting with us in making sure that the president signed it. He's not signing it even now. We don't know why. But we understand anything that had to do with traditional institutions or traditional leaders is not regarded as a serious in our government. But we hope one day our God and our ancestors will respond to this, because we can't fight over same thing every day, and people are listening. You'll see now, my leader, come next year, politicians, and even the ruling party and everybody else, they'll come to the royal families, they'll come to traditional leaders, telling us how much they love us. But they can't deliver on what matters most, things that are going to benefit traditional leaders. Those are some of the things that Kgoshi Mathupa was fighting for us as traditional leaders, together, of course, with us as Contralesa, my leader.
Kgoshi, just personally, in your own account, what did you learn from the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi?
If there is someone who will not say something to please you, it is Kgoshi Mathupa. Kgoshi Mathupa, it's what we call, what you see is what you get. He will not compromise in what he believes in. We are having many of our leaders here. They will only tell you what you want to hear. They cannot oppose you even when they see that you are wrong. We are observing some sectors even now in Parliament, where even things people don't say that this is wrong, they will protect it simply because they protect their boss. Now, Kgoshi Mathupa was not one of those. If he feels that you cross the line, he will tell you and confront it head on. Unfortunately, we're having very few of such leaders. We're only having those who will polish your shoes to get into higher positions. But Kgoshi Mathupa was honest, frank, and very brutal. And some of the people didn't like him because he was honest. People prefer someone who will just clap hands for you, even when you're not doing, even when you are wrong. But we are running short. We are bankrupt when it comes to leaders of Kgoshi Mathupa's caliber. Hence, we're praying so hard that one day our ancestors will respond, that we'll get leaders who are going to be Kgoshi Mathupa, protecting the institution, protecting Amakosi, because no one is doing us a favor. We deserve to be given a respect that we deserve as Amakosi. Therefore, we're saying as Contralesa, Kgoshi Mathupa will remember him for all what he did, not only for IFP, not only for Buthelezi's royal family, but for the institutions in the country as a whole. People will remember the role he played, because if it was not him, 1994, I don't know what was going to happen, because eNCA Freedom Party declared that they're not going to participate in the 1994 elections. But he was there. He led the eNCA Freedom Party and Amakosi in KwaZulu-Natal that, no, let's go and participate, after a lengthy discussion. So such leaders, as Contralesa, want to say, get up to them. We're saying hooray to them. He has done his part. He worked for our people, and no one will forget the role that he played in making sure that His Majesty, the Zulu King, is given his space in the country. Therefore, there are many kings in the country, but they're not given the respect that's supposed to be given to them. It's only the Zulu King who is given some respect through the efforts of Kgoshi Mathupa. We just hope in other provinces there will be leaders who will make sure that all our kings are also respected, from what the KwaZulu government is doing even now. But all those is the legacy that he left behind that is leaving behind for protecting the institution and the Zulu kingdom, my leader.
Kgoshi, before we just let you go, just on that note of the leadership being bankrupt at the loss of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, the young kings and the young leaders, traditionally speaking now, who are waking up to these news, I mean, how do you comfort them? What would you like to say to those leaders?
I am saying our encyclopedia is gone. Our dictionary is gone. Our protector is gone. Our visionary is gone. The person who was not meant to be hated for telling the truth is no more. As young leaders who are still remaining behind, we are saying, let's copy from what Kgoshi Mathupa was doing. Let's try and do the best we can in making sure that we protect this institution. The institution, as we speak, is under attack. The people who just came from nowhere and claim to be better than Amakhosi. We are saying, we have been asking for some workshops for Amakhosi, the young Amakhosi, that government assist in workshopping this young Amakhosi because they are fresh from school, some of them. They are fresh from losing their fathers. But up until now, we're still waiting. We just hope one day they will listen that this up-and-coming and young traditional leaders will also be workshopped and get into the level of Kgoshi Mathupa in terms of knowledge and how to approach issues. As Contralesa were saying, it will dawn one day. It will dawn one day, and our ancestors will respond, and our God the Almighty will respond, that people listen and take Amakhosi not as an ordinary stakeholder, but as partners in this government, my leader.
Concerning statements there by the president of Contralesa, Kgoshi Mathupa Mokoena, saying our encyclopedia is gone, our dictionary is gone. There is a bankruptcy when it comes to the caliber of leaders as we had in Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. Thank you so much for your time this morning. We'll bring you more on the story.